In this installment, we're going to be going over the MLB slate for Tuesday, June 4th. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for our Tuesday, June 4th MLB slate we got going on. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetsJetsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 5.47 thousand subscribers. Our goal is 10K. This is the road to 10,000 subscribers here, and you guys are showing up in spades right now. You're really responding to these MLB bet videos because obviously this is the end of the NBA season. We will be getting kicked off to that NBA Finals very, very soon. But it was double thumbs up to what you guys did in the previous video on Monday. We had 3.1 thousand views, almost 200 likes. I'm going to highly recommend you guys smash that like button, all right? You're already subscribed. Make sure you like the video when you're viewing, and please comment as well down below. You guys are showing a lot of support. Continue that, all right? If you guys are not subscribed, you are absolutely missing out. If you look at that Monday video and look at the community that we're building on YouTube, look in that comment section down below, man. That's what I'm talking about. Brainstorming. We're talking about plays. Everything is in there. And not to mention that it is on the Patreon as well. And you guys are showing up. And on that Patreon, so far, we have one bet that already cashed. I gave out 3 parlays, okay? So far, it's looking like 2 out of the 3 will cash, all right? And then the third one was just like a home run hitter. You put a little bit of money. You put a little bit of money to win a lot. So this was one of the main ones here. These were my tier 1 plays. Philadelphia Phillies, Detroit Tigers. Both of those teams already won. This was the small parlay to win over $100. All right, I was hoping for a pitcher's duel. We didn't get that in that Mets-Nationals game. That's fine. Wheeler ended with 6 Ks and Scobel ended with 6 Ks. We were trying to hit a grand slam. That's fine. That didn't come through. We're waiting for this bet as well. The Detroit Tigers already won. We're waiting on the Cincinnati Reds. Currently, right now, in the top of the 7th, they are up 11-3. All right, we're not guaranteeing anything right now. We don't want to jinx anything. We are waiting for the Cincinnati Reds to win that game, all right? So this is what I'm talking about here. You get my plays. You get my parlays. You sign up for the Patreon link down below. We have a great community already in that chat section. It is booming, all right? People throwing up parlays. People are brainstorming. So sign up right now for that Patreon link provided down below. I'm so excited to announce I have partnered with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you can take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into the slate. To kick things off, we are in Cleveland here. Kansas City Royals 36-25 going up against the Cleveland Guardians here 39-20. Looking at the current odds right now, we have the Cleveland Guardians as home favorites -115 on the money line with the comeback of Royals are slight favorites. Royals are favored at -105 with the comeback of the Guardians at a -115. This is pretty much a pick'em game, all right? Just letting you know right now, because they got the run spread on the side of the Royals, but technically the money line is leaning towards the Guardians as the favorites, okay? Just letting you guys know that right now. The total runs are at 8.5 for the public bet percentage here. Everyone is all over here. 99% of the bets on the Guardians, but 66% 36% of the money on the Guardians here. So as you can see, that 34% there, that's sharp money coming in on the Kansas City Royals. That's going to be interesting to see when we talk about that pitching matchup there. Total runs, we have 82% of the bets towards the over 8.5, 84% of the money towards the over 8.5. All right. Now, the reason why it's interesting is because we have Seth Lugo here, who's been absolutely phenomenal, ex-Mets pitcher here. He was a bullpen guy and now is a phenomenal starter. 9-1 for the Kansas City Royals with a 1.72 ERA. Going up against Tristan McKenzie, one of their young studs here with the Guardians. Has a lot of K potential, but has been very, very streaky this year. He's 2-3 with a 3.77 ERA. All right. Now, Tristan McKenzie, he came into the year injured already. He's had a lot of ups and downs this season. The issues with him is a 2.10 home run per 9 versus lefties. His xFIP is at a 5.52. That's not good. And then the last 2 games, he has given up 7 runs. So a lot of issues there. He has a lot of K potential, but he does have some things where the control can get wild. He gives up home runs. Those are the question marks there for Tristan McKenzie. Seth Lugo, on the other hand, has been phenomenal this entire season. Below 1 ERA on the road. In his last 5 starts, he hasn't given up more than 2 runs. All right, so I'm liking Seth Lugo here. I'm going to be going with the Royals in this one as the underdog or slight favorite, whatever the line is. Give me the Royals on the money line here. And if we're talking about the total, it's very interesting here. I trust the side of the Royals with the pitching. I do see Cleveland Guardians giving up runs, but do they give up the 8.5? That is the question mark. If you're going towards a total, I would go out. You know what? No, yeah. Give me the over 8.5. I think this Royals offense will put pressure on Tristan McKenzie and get into that bullpen. So I slightly lean towards the over 8.5, but the main play is going to be Royals on the money line. Next up, we have the LA Dodgers here, 38-23, going up against the Pittsburgh Pirates, 27-32. Looking at the current odds right now, -190 for the LA Dodgers on the money line, with the comeback of the Pittsburgh Pirates at a +155. That run spread at a 1.5, and the total runs set at 7.5 here. All right, so very low total between these two pitchers here. If we're looking at the public bet percentage here, 99% of the bets coming in on the Dodgers and then 100% of the money coming in on the Dodgers. So full public favorite here, and obviously rightfully so. It is the LA Dodgers here going to be against a lesser opponent in the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the total, 95% of the bets on the over and 95% of the money towards the over 7.5. And that's because the total so low is because you got Tyler Glasnow, who's an absolute stud, 6-3 with a 3.04 ERA, and then Jared Jones, the young stud here for the Pittsburgh Pirates. First full year in the majors. He is very, very impressive here, despite the fact he's 3-5. Obviously, it's no run support. He's doing the best he can. He's been playing phenomenally this season. Has a very high K rate, low whip, and his xFIP is 3 currently. So across the board, the numbers for this young stud here in Jared Jones has been phenomenal. Tyler Glasnow, we already know what type of stud he is. A 30+% K rate to both lefties and righty hitters here. Home row splits away. He's even better with a 1.69 ERA. And it's a very good sample size here. A 32 inning sample size. The batting average he's giving up is a .099. The WOBA he's giving up is under 200 at .192. So this should be a pitcher's duel. That's why they got the number there. If you want to be contrarian, you can go towards that under 7.5. But that is very scary when you're talking about a team here in the LA Dodgers that can score 7 runs in 1 inning. That's how dominant this team is. So I'm going to stay away from that one. Give me the Dodgers on the money line and Dodgers -1.5. All right, so I'm going to be sticking with those 2 numbers. That total is very, very dangerous. The public is on the over, so you should be contrarian and go towards the under. but that is very, very scary. So Dodgers money line and Dodgers -1.5. In Yankee Stadium here, we got the New York Yankees 42-19 going against the Minnesota Twins 33-26. Looking at the Yankees as home favorites after that series against the Giants, -165 on the money line. And with the Twins on the comeback at a +140, that run spread is at a 1.5, and the total runs at 8. All right. For the public bet percentage here, 67% of the bets on the Yankees, 78% of the money on the Yankees as well. For the total, 90% of the bets towards the over, 84% of the money towards the over. The pitching matchup here between the Twins and the Yankees, we got Bailey Ober, 5-3 with a 4.89 ERA, against young stud here, Lewis Gill, 7-1 with a 1.99 ERA. He's been phenomenal this season. Bailey Ober for the Twins, he is even worse on the road. And now he's in Yankee Stadium, so this stadium here definitely prone to a lot of home runs here. Short porch there that they got in Yankee Stadium. Bailey Ober has a 5.52 ERA versus righties, a 2.12 home run per 9, and the batting average he's giving up is a 263 batting average, which is bad, and he is giving up a lot of power to righties. Okay. So all the right-handed batters for the New York Yankees are in a very good spot. Gleyber Torres, Aaron Judge, Stanton, all those guys are in very good spots to hit home runs here going against Bailey Ober. Lewis Gill, on the other hand, young stud, absolutely phenomenal. His strikeout rate is his strikeout ability is insane, and he has the average to back it up. So it's just not strikeouts. It's a very low average to lefties and righties as well. He's been phenomenal this season. I'm going to be going with the Yankees clear cut here across the board. Give me the Yankees on the money line here. Give me the Yankees -1.5. And I'm going to lean towards the over 8 runs in here. I think they really tattoo this team here. Bailey Ober struggles against right-handed power, and the Yankees have tons of that. All right. In Washington and Nationals Park here, we got the New York Mets and the Washington Nationals NL East battle here, 25-35. The Mets and the Nationals are 27-32. Looking at the current odds, it does not make sense to me. I don't know what's going on right now with these odds. -115 on the money line for the New York Mets with the comeback of the Nationals at a -105. The run spread is at a 1.5, and the total runs are set at 8.5. For the full game bet percentage here, we're looking at the public bets. 99% of the bets and 99% of the money on the Mets. That does not make any sense to me here. I'll tell you that right now when we're talking about this pitching matchup. And then for the total runs, 83% of the bets, 84% of the money on the over 8.5. All right. Now, the pitching matchup here is David Peterson, who's a bullpen guy, barely getting stretched out and getting opportunities to start. Has a 3.60 ERA going against Trevor Williams, who's 5-0, and 2.22 ERA. I'm letting you know this right now. David Peterson is a gas can. Okay, gas can means a very, 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 very bad pitcher. All right, so his ERA last year, because he doesn't have much stats this year. Last year, 7.47 ERA on the road. This year, so far, he's given up a 400 average to righties. He struggled against them last year as well. So same issue yet again. When you see David Peterson, hey, you might call me crazy here. When you see David Peterson pitching for the Mets, you take the other team, all right? Trevor Williams, on the other hand, has been absolutely phenomenal. This veteran here has found himself with the Washington Nationals. He's a journeyman here, but he's been pitching very well this season for the Nationals. And he has very good numbers. His xFIP, all his expected numbers are very good. So the ERA and the FIP are good, and then the expected ERA and the expected FIP are backing up his current numbers right now. And I think it will continue in this game here against the New York Mets. We had a big over in the last game here, which I was on the under between Miguel and Mackenzie Gore. That game went over. I expect this game to go under 8.5, but I do expect the Nationals to get to David Peterson. And I don't expect the Mets to score that many runs against Trevor Williams, who's been very, very good this year. Love the Nationals on the money line. If you want to be safe and take that +1.5, fine, be my guest. That's a solid number there. And I'll go with the under 8.5 as well. Next game up here, we have the Chicago Cubs, who are 29-31, going to be against the Chicago White Sox here, 15-45. We do not have any information yet, no data for the public bet percentage here. The Chicago Cubs are big favorites here, -275 on the money line, with the comeback of the Chicago White Sox at a +230. So no current data as of right now, but frankly, we do not need any data when making this decision here. Chris Flexen, 2-5 with a 5.50 ERA, going up against Shota Imanaga, who's been phenomenal in his first year here over in the States with the Chicago Cubs, 5-1 with a 1.86 ERA. Chris Flexen, I'm letting you know right now, is absolutely gas can. Horrible control, walks righties. His home run per 9 versus lefties is a 2.45, and his K rate is below 20%. So he struggles with control, doesn't have strikeout stuff, and gives up home runs. So these are just negative after negative after negative here. This is a perfect spot for the Chicago Cubs here with Imanaga as the pitcher. This phenom has come over, and he's a left-handed pitcher going up against the second worst left-handed hitting team in the Chicago White Sox. They're the second worst in the league going up against left-handed pitchers here. So this is a perfect spot for the Cubs on the money line at a -275 as a parlay piece, and for that run spread at a -1.5. If you want to be even more aggressive, you can look at the 2.5 as well. But give me the money line in the -1.5 here for the Chicago Cubs. Next up, we have an NL East versus AL East battle here. Atlanta Braves, 33-24, going up against the Boston Red Sox, 30-30. Looking at the current odds right now, we have the Atlanta Braves on the money line as road favorites, -175 on the money line, with the comeback of the Boston Red Sox at a +145. That run spread is at a 1.5, and the total runs at 8. All right. For the public bet percentage here, 84% of the bets towards the Braves, 97% of the money towards the Braves as well. And the total runs, 72% of the bets on towards the over, and 64% of the money towards the over. All right, so a little bit of a sharp money coming in on that underside with that 36% towards the under 8. All right, we do have a little bit of a pitcher's duel here. Max Fried, 5-2 with a 2.97 ERA, going up against Cutter Crawford, who's pitched very solidly this year, 2-4 with a 3.29 ERA. Cutter Crawford has a decent BVP against these current Braves as of right now. He has been struggling the past 2 games, with giving up 11 runs in the past 2 games. 11 earned runs. So that is very, very bad there. He pitched phenomenally at the beginning of the season, and now things are coming up a little bit as a question mark. Maybe teams have caught on to him, but right now in May, since this is June now, in May, he had a 5.14 ERA in May. All right, so this is his 4th time coming up in the majors. So he's been through this, going back down to AAA, coming back up, going back down to AAA, coming back up, trying to reinvent himself. But now, after a very strong start in April, teams are hitting him as of lately, all right? And then Max Fried on the other side, this is a very good ace here for the Atlanta Braves. He dominates righties as a left-handed pitcher with a .144 average. The whip is .78, and the BABIP is under 200 at a .177. So across the board here, this is a very solid matchup here for the Atlanta Braves. I'm going to be taking them on the money line, and I'm going to be leaning towards that run spread as a 1.5 as well as a secondary tier 2 option. If I'm going towards the over and under, I'm going to be going towards the under 8 runs here. It is scary with the Atlanta Braves offense, but we'll see what kind of Cutter Crawford shows up. That's the key. I think Max Fried shows up and keeps it very, very low scoring there. I'm going to go towards the under. I'm going to go contrarian with the sharps here with that 36% with the under 8 runs in this particular game. in Minute Maid Park here. Houston Astros 26-34 going up against the St. Louis Cardinals 28-39. Looking at the current odds right now, Houston Astros as home favorites minus 150 with the comeback of the St. Louis Cardinals at a plus 125. That run spread at 1.5 and the total runs at 8.5. For the full game public bet percentage here, 86% of the bets, 87% of the money on the Houston Astros, and rightfully so here. And in the total runs here, 88% of the bets, 87% of the money on the over 8.5. All right, Andre Paletti, the pitcher matchup here for the St. Louis Cardinals. He's a bullpen guy. They're starting to stretch him out just a little bit. He's 1-1 with a 3.94 ERA against Spencer Arrighetti, 3-5 with a 5.98 ERA. I have been kind of like poo-pooing Spencer Arrighetti for the majority of the season, but looking deeper into his numbers, despite the fact he struggled in April, he's been getting better each and every start. He's lowered his ERA. That ERA was at 21. Now it's at 5.98. He's been pitching better each and every game here, and I think the early struggles is going to dissipate. Obviously it has, and he's going to become more the norm is going to show up here with Spencer Arrighetti. His strikeout rate has gone up in the last past 5 starts, especially in May. So we're going to I like Spencer Arrighetti in this matchup here against the St. Louis Cardinals. Andre Paletti on the other side. The bullpen. This is a gas can. We're talking about him. He's a bullpen arm. He did get stretched out in his last game against the Cincinnati Reds, where he pitched good. 6 innings, no earned runs, got the win. But he struggles against righties, and he has no strikeout stuff. All right, it's absolutely non-existent here. And we're probably looking at a bullpen game here. I do not expect Andre Pallante to go deep in this game as well. And the Astros are going to be back into that bullpen of the Cardinals. And I'm liking the over of 8.5. So give me the Houston Astros here. The pitcher that's up and coming and playing better against a bullpen arm here in Andre Paletti that has a lot of question marks. So money line on the Astros, and give me the over 8.5 here. I think they definitely get towards the Cardinals in this one, and Spencer will give up a few runs here and there, but I do like the Astros in this game for the win. Last but not least here, we have the Texas Rangers 29-31 going up against the Detroit Tigers 30-30 here. Looking at the current odds here, we have road favorites yet again in the Detroit Tigers. They were favorites here and on Monday with Tariq Skubal as the pitcher, and now yet again with Jack Flaherty as the pitcher here. They're favorited in this spot here against the Texas Rangers, minus 120 on the money line. You get the even on the other side for the Texas Rangers. The total set in 8.5, and the run line is at a 1.5. All right. The pitching matchup we got here is Jack Flaherty, former Cardinal, coming over and going up against Dane Dunning here. So Dane Dunning is 4-3, 3.94 ERA, 1.20 WHIP. Flaherty has been solid, 2-4 with his win and loss record, 3.46 ERA with a 1.00 WHIP. For Dane Dunning, he's been solid this year. His strikeout rate has been the highest in his career this season. But he does have problems giving up home runs to left-handed hitters. And Jack Flaherty, the former ace for the Cardinals, he's coming to this spot here with Detroit and has looked phenomenal here with his new team in the Detroit Tigers. Pitching like his old self. The K rate is absolutely phenomenal to lefties and righties, both over 30% K rate. And his away ERA is phenomenal, well under 2 ERA on the road here. And I'm going to be going with the better pitcher here, and Jack Flaherty has been showing up each and every game. I like them. Yet again, Vegas doesn't get this wrong. You're looking at this here, Texas Rangers at home as underdogs again. Yeah, Vegas doesn't make these lines, fishy. All right. Sometimes they do. But what I'm talking about here is they set this line up for a reason here. A lot of people are going to be coming in on the Rangers here as the underdog at home. And the better matchup here, the better pitcher here is Jack Flaherty. I'm going to be riding with him in the Tigers. Give me them on the money line. And if I'm going with the over and under, I'm going to lean towards the under 8.5. All right. Dane Dunning has been fine. Has been good this season. Jack Flaherty has been phenomenal. I do not expect over 8.5 runs in this particular game here. So Tigers on the money line and under 8.5. All right. If you want my plays for the remainder of the MLB slate on Tuesday, you sign up for that Patreon link provided down below. Usually in these videos, I'm gonna give you 8 games, my 8 favorite games on the slate. I'm going to be posting on these videos here. So guys, continue to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetsJetsD. Also, if you want the premium plays, like I said before, you sign up for that Patreon link down below. You get connected with a very, very great community. I'll be back yet again for another one for you guys tomorrow. Peace out.